We're here at the ACC kickoff. Lawton Swan, Rob Sanders, and Coach Mark Richt. Coach, welcome in. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. I appreciate the opportunity to be on the show.
You know, a couple of years ago, you and I were supposed to do an interview when you were coaching at Miami, and we had some conflicts and couldn't pull it off. And to be able to sit down with you now in this capacity, it's gotta feel a little bit different. What's that like for you still?
Well, you know, coming to this event, you just watch the other coaches sweat it out and have to worry about all these things. I mean, you take COVID, you take the NIL, you take the transfer portal. There's been massive change in the last 2 seasons, and I can't say I've missed a lot of it.
Yeah, well, look, and I know being a former Georgia Bulldog as well, that matchup between Clemson and Georgia to open the season here in Charlotte. I was talking to some guys earlier, and they're saying, who should be the game day picker? You know, that's the big conversation. The nature boy, Ric Flair. Is there any question?
Hey, I'm with you. I've met Ric Flair at a golf tournament just like a month ago. And I can show you my picture in the phone, but I mean, this guy he's a legend, and he'd be a great guy to pick it.
Woo! Oh, there we go. Nice. Mark Richt with us here, Lawton Swan and Rob Sanders. And Coach, I will ask you this too. You know, when you look at the Coastal Division, we've had every team win it, including Notre Dame as an imposter a year ago.
That's right.
Who are you feeling and vibing about when it comes down to the Coastal in 2021?
Well, most people say North Carolina and Miami, and for good reason. They've got 2 great quarterbacks. They've got enough guys coming back that can help them get the job done. You know, I think Pittsburgh, you never know what they can do. So it's going to be an interesting battle, but you know, the thing about that ACC championship, when you have 2 divisions, eventually, if Clemson does win it, one team from the Coast is going to make it. And on that given day, if they find a way to win it, they're the champs. So there's 60 minutes this entire season that really is going to decide whether Clemson stays on as champion or not.
Coach Mark Richt joining us here on the program this afternoon. Coach, is there a part of the coaching that you miss? You mentioned watching these folks sweat it out, but do you miss getting on the road, the recruiting, or the game day atmosphere?
Well, I miss the competition. I miss the battles on the field in the spring and the fall, early in the fall, guys trying to win their positions and all. But 2 of the things I really enjoyed the most in coaching, one I call the dog pile, and that is the locker room scene after a hard-earned victory, everybody jumping around and having a good time, celebrating. And the other one is when you get to award a scholarship to a walk-on. Yeah. There's nothing like it. You know, you get that team meeting and you surprise the kid. And you not only see him react, but the ability to earn that scholarship, which is so big for those kids. But you see the reaction of the other players that come around him and jump around him and hug him and let them know how happy they are for him, too.
Well, you say that you missed the competition end of it. You had to replace it with something. So what are you doing to kind of fill that fire a little bit?
Jaden and Zoe, my 2 granddaughters.
That works, right?
There's nothing like grandchildren. And they're beautiful. My son John and his wife Anna have their 2 daughters and actually have a 3rd baby coming in December. So he's just spent an awful lot of time while they still think me and my wife are cool.
That's important. The grandkids are an interesting thing, according to my mother-in-law. She says, "Can't wait till you're a granddad." But I have to ask you, with the stuff that you do with the ACC network, being a coach on the field, has that really helped you as far as your transition to being a broadcaster?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a part of the game that I could bring to the huddle that we call our show that only a head coach can answer. And then you got the young guys, Eric McLean and E.J. Manuel, who still have the perception of how a student athlete might see things, because they haven't been out of it that long. So I think we've got a good mix of being able to educate people and entertain people. But when you know ball as much as I do, it does help you say, why did he do this or why did he do that? I think I can add a little bit of fun to that.
Coach Mark Richt joining us here on the program. Lawton,
Yeah, Coach. So I know earlier this month you announced that you were dealing with Parkinson's and,
Right.
and everything that comes along with that. You know, when you've got a platform like you do, how can you empower other people who are
Right.
dealing with things of that nature? And ultimately, you know, where are you in the progression of what we're talking about?
Well, ultimately, we're only on this earth so long. You know, when you think about temporal things, it's kind of a short-term thinking. When you think about eternal things in eternity, I know where I'm going for all of eternity. I know I'm going to heaven. I know my spirit and soul that were made perfect by accepting the gift of Jesus Christ in 1986 with Coach Bowden in his office. I know my spirit and soul is going to get united with this new glorified body once I get to heaven. So this body I'm in now that still has sin and still has disease in it will be gone, and I'll be off to glory. You know, so I know that, and that. So to handle something like I'm dealing with, or other people that are handling those things, they can realize it is momentary, and it is light compared to the glory we'll have in the future.
Powerful words from Coach Mark Richt here at the ACC kickoff. And, Coach, your impact and influence has certainly impacted players across the country. But I think maybe, perhaps, you know, your biggest story is yet to be told. So
Well, I hope
best
so.
of luck to you, and we look forward to catching up with you
Thank
soon.
you.